welcome to the Explainer. Today, we're going to dive into something that's, well, it's one of the toughest, but maybe one of the most essential parts of any spiritual practice, and that is the deliberate discipline it takes to train our own minds, moment by moment. Our guide for this exploration is a really powerful talk from Loon's long silent retreat. We're going to unpack his direct insights on discipline and what it truly means for us on our path. The talk kicks off with this really fundamental question. It just asks you to stop and seriously consider it. Because let's be honest, for most of our lives, our minds have just been running the show on their own, completely untrained. So before we can even get into the how of training, we have to get really clear on the why. And that means looking at a basic truth about our lives that we often try very hard to forget. The talk points out this crucial habit we have. We're constantly looking outwards, right? Chasing things, wanting things. And this constant external focus works like a massive distraction, making us forget about the difficulties that are just part of being alive. And this really gets to the core of it. I mean, from the trauma of just being born, to the unavoidable pains of getting sick, the challenges of aging, and of course, the fear of death. These are the baseline conditions of life. This is what mind training is designed to help us face. Okay, so if an untrained mind keeps us stuck in this loop, what's the way out? Well, the source points to a path centered on a word that, let's face it, most of us have a complicated relationship with, and that word is discipline. Now, this is what's so interesting. Our default, untrained mind hears the word discipline and immediately thinks, difficult, restrictive, negative. But from a spiritual point of view, it is the exact opposite. It's seen as beneficial, totally liberating, and actually a path to joy. So, that inner voice, the one that whines, this is too hard, I don't want to do this. The huge insight here is that that's not actually you. The source says this resistance is the voice of our mental impurities, our defilements, just trying to keep us stuck. So, let's build on that. If you're going to effectively train your mind, you first have to know your opponent. And as the source makes crystal clear, this opponent isn't out there somewhere, it's operating from right inside you. The talk uses this powerful image of an internal battle that is absolutely relentless. Unlike wars in the world, which have ceasefires and pauses, this inner conflict is a moment-to-moment barrage of mental states trying to derail our best intentions. And here are the primary weapons, the missiles, as the talk calls them, that are launched at our minds constantly. You've got greed pulling us towards things, aversion pushing us away from things, and delusion just clouding our ability to see any of it clearly. This reframes the whole practice in such a cool way. It's not about just sitting there passively. It's an active game of hide and seek. Your job is to become a seeker, to actively find where these subtle forces are hiding out in your own thoughts and reactions. All right, so we've identified the problem and the inner enemy. Now what are our tools? The source lays out a really clear framework for building up our inner resources. These are the 5 spiritual faculties. You can think of them like muscles that we develop through the exercise of discipline. They are literally our pathway away from being controlled by defilements and toward cultivating a clear and wholesome mind. And look at how they build on each other. It all has to start with confidence in the path. That confidence is what fuels the right kind of effort. That effort is what cultivates awareness, which acts as a safeguard for the mind. Consistent awareness leads to mental stability. And through it all, wisdom grows, which reinforces the entire process. It's this beautiful upward spiral. And here's the crucial point. This isn't about some far-off, distant goal of enlightenment. The real work, the real cultivation, it happens in one place and one place only, right now. The source explains this through the principle of nature, but you can really just think of it as cause and effect. It's a stark reminder. The mental qualities you build in this very moment are the resources you're going to have in the next moment. It isn't magic, it's cultivation. And really, this brings us to the core of the whole message, summed up in this one powerful, unavoidable question. It just cuts through all the procrastination, all the excuses, all the delays. If this work is important, when else could it possibly be done? So, we'll end by turning the practice right back to you, right here. As you're listening to this, what is your mind doing? Is it wandering?
Is it focused? Is it resisting? Or is it open? The training, the discipline, the entire path, it begins with just noticing that.